you can always rely on that. And, that was the case tonight. Got big leads, dwindled it down, and we continued to get stops when we needed to, especially at the end, to your point, 11 out of 14 possessions. And so that's our identity. It's kind of what we hang our hat on. And when you look at our team across the board, very high level defenders, first team, second team guy, defensive player of the year, all 5 starters getting a first place vote. So they've all bought into that, and love them for that. Regarding Al, it's incredible what he's done all season. As I mentioned, came into training camp in extremely great shape, chip on the shoulder, prideful, wanted to come back to Boston, and, for him to play 44 minutes, at this stage of his career and lay it all out there, guarding big, smalls, and everything in between. His leadership goes without saying. A vocal guy, but does a lot by example, and I think everybody kind of ties into him.
Two things, Ime. First, you talked the past couple of days about having belief you guys would come in here and play the way you needed to win. How impressed were you by the poise you guys showed throughout, the first 46 minutes or so to not, have the lapses mentally, the turnovers, the kind of stuff that's plagued you guys throughout the series?
Yeah, it was great. It was what we talked about the start of the game. We wanted to get off to a better start. Our magic number with turnovers has been 12 within the series. We got 13 tonight. And then kept them off the offensive glass. So all the little things that we talked about coming into it, we did really well, and that got us out to the lead. Played with extremely fast pace early, 13 in the first quarter and 20 for the game, fast break points. And so we kind of hit all the targets that we wanted to, and guarded the 3-point line well, 6 for 30 as far as that. When it got close, seemed like we were obviously up 17-13 and kept getting down to single digits. We held our composure, never panicked. Guys made big shots, big plays, and we defended at the level to get it back up. Although it would go back down at times, it's a credit to the Heat team and Spoelstra and everything they're doing. They're obviously, I come from a San Antonio atmosphere, culture, environment, and this is one of those teams that, has the same thing going on here, certain standard, no matter who's on the court. So we knew they were going to beat themselves, going to make it tough, and going to fight till the end. Championship team, they got there last year. So credit to our guys for bouncing back from that, keeping our composure, and finding a way to win it.
And you mentioned how sort of in the theme of your season that nothing is ever easy. What was going through your mind when Jimmy went down and pulled up for that 3 with 17 to go?
He's been making big shots throughout this whole series, especially last game and in game 1. Came out in attack mode, and we had defended him, decent overall. I mean, he had a big first half, but we were much better in the second half. And he's just a guy that's made big shots and puts that team on the shoulder. So not surprised by anything he's done. Played through pain and injury, and as well as the rest of their team. And we just came out a little bit more fresh tonight, and that's sometimes the luck of the series, luck of health, and how it goes.
Hey, man. You obviously had a vision for this team. You knew what you had, but they also had to buy in and get used to what you wanted them to do. Just getting to this point, just looking back on that, just how well did they do?
Yeah, you can't complain. You can't get any better than number 1 in defense and where we were on the season. So that was always pretty high level. And when everybody figured it out and got on the same page, we took off defensively. Had obviously several sustained games under 100 points and, blowouts due to that. And then the offense started clicking later. Our guys understood what we were asking of them. Had some chemistry up and downs early with the COVID and injuries and all that. But once they got on the same page, can't complain about anything. Obviously, to get to this point, we had to flip the switch and turn around in a lot of ways. And guys were always receptive to coaching, to being coached hard, to being pushed, to being asked to do more. And that shows the character of our group, young guys that really want to be pushed to grow and take the next step. They've all been here, and to get to the championship is obviously the next step, but now our focus is getting forward more.
Ime, your first year coach leading your team to the finals. Will you smile about this? You're a serious dude. You do not let your emotions at all. Will you let your emotions go at all? Will you just focus the Golden State? How will you kind of digest this? Because this is a lot.
Yeah, I mean, you take the task at hand seriously. And so before tonight, we're not thinking of Golden State or anything but getting this win and finishing out the series. You can't help but smile and enjoy the moment out there on the court. It's kind of forced upon you, and seeing the joy with the players, and it's all about those guys. So, I'm happy for them, and obviously the accomplishment to get us all over the hump. I got spoiled my first 2 years in the league into back-to-back championships, but it's been a long time. Ben Sullivan was there last year, so we can kind of talk about that. But for Jalen, Jason, Marcus, the guys that were here losing in some Eastern Conference finals, it's great to see the joy on their face and that they have grown to this level where they're the veterans now that have to shoulder the load and could get us to this point. So happy for them, extremely happy for them. You smile about it as we're going through it, and we're on the plane, focusing on Golden State now.
Ime, you obviously, it's, like you said, significant achievement for these guys that have been through it. And now you're playing a team that kind of is accustomed to being at this level. How do you guys ensure, and what will the challenges be to ensure that like you're not satisfied with just this part and that there is that bigger stuff to take?
Yeah, it would be all for naught if we go lay an egg in the finals, and we understand that. Guys were quick to celebrate, but quick to flip the page and say, we got 4 more. We don't hang or celebrate Eastern Conference championships in the Celtic organization. So we all fall in line and appreciate that standard of excellence. And so playing for championships, we're here now, trying to finish the deal. And we played Golden State pretty well this year. Obviously beat them pretty bad late in the season. When we were kind of rolling early in the season, took a close loss when we had some guys in and out, and they had a big lead early, but we fought our way back. So story of the season, we've competed well against the best teams, and obviously you have to do that to make it to this point now. So very confident going in. I know it's another tough challenge. I think Miami will help prep us for some of the off-ball actions and the shooters that they had. But we know it's a high-level team, executing team. It has a ton of great shooters, great players overall, guys I know well, and we're ready for the challenge.
Ime, Jason obviously won the Larry Bird Award. I guess what did you just see out of him throughout the 7-game series for him to get that award?
A guy that's carried us throughout the season, asked a lot to be put on his shoulders and has delivered. You look at the numbers, a 26-point night, and that's kind of standard for him. That's an average night for him. He's averaged 27 this year, first team All-NBA, so he knows a lot is relied upon him. And but you look at down the line, Rob's presence out there playing through soreness and pain is just what we needed. Those 15 minutes is what we ask of him, and just the fact that he's pushing through it, not at 100%, is a testament to him. Marcus as well, and then you look down the line, 26, 24, 24, balance across the board. And but for Jason, he's the head of the snake as far as that. Well deserved, all the accolades he's getting. And he's only 24 and not even touched his ceiling, not even close to that. So looking for bigger and better things, and obviously he's going to have to do the same in the championship series.
You've talked so much about how your team's advantage is to try to wear the other team down, but you also have struggled with composure, whether it's foul calls or just the flow of the game, especially late in games. Tonight, you guys continued to execute even when you weren't hitting shots and getting big rebounds and things like that. How did you feel like you guys were just able to kind of hold on and avoid that kind of slip that plagued you earlier in the year?
Yeah, I think we've improved in that area. One thing I tell them is let me complain to the refs. You guys played through it, and I did plenty of complaining tonight, so enough for the rest of the group. But I think we defended at a higher level in the second half. They got the free throw line a ton in the first half, and we caught up with that number. I think it was 8-22, and so they only shot 2 in the second half, if I'm not mistaken. So we guarded better, paid attention to detail, and just got to fight through things. Refs are human, and we have to play through stuff, and it is what it is. Both teams are aggressive on defense, being very physical, and you just have to play through it. And I think our guys have improved throughout the year as far as that.
You mentioned Rob. I just want to, is he okay? Like how is the knee right now? And it seemed like he needed like a couple of pep talks throughout the course of the game. Like how is he holding up as far as like?
He's okay. I mean, there's some swelling that limits his movement. Restricted movement as far as that. He can't be himself to his standard and what he wants to do. And we're not asking him to be the Rob when he's 100% healthy. And so he has to understand that we rely on him to keep everybody in their places coming off the bench, keep our units and matchups like we like them to start the game. And it's not going to be the same long rotations as his average minutes for the year. But what he gives us out there is invaluable. It's just a presence in general. And so he understands we're not asking him to be the all-world second team defensive stopper, but his presence in the paint, getting back out the shooters, getting guys off the line is good enough for us. And, it, like I said, keeps everybody in their place, and he did exactly what we needed him. So kudos to him pushing through it. And now he gets some rest, some much needed rest, and hopefully it comes back feeling better. One thing I do want to say and bring awareness to is as we're all celebrating, this win. you know, I can't help but think, you know, when I talk to my son, a 10-year-old, and think about Uvalde and what's happened, I think, you know, we talk about this game that we love and put all our passion into, and it's not life or death. You know, we win or we lose, we kind of go home and kiss your kids and, you know, you move on. Either way, we'll be happy if we win and we'd be down if we lost. But you sit back and think about 19 children and 2 adults, you know, that don't get that. That's life or death. That's real. And that's something I don't want to be forgotten. You know, the awareness of that just happened a week ago and seems to be pushed in people's memory already. And so change is needed. It's a game that we play, and regardless of the result, it's not life or death, bottom line. And so just keep that in our minds. Thank you.